Hi everyone, welcome to Comet Computer Private Limited e-learning program of Azure Public Cloud Training. Myself Ilan Chedian, Technical Director at Comet Computer Private Limited. So in this video we'll be discussing how to create a Windows virtual machine as a web server. We will straight away move on to the demonstration. So in the previous lab we have created the virtual machine, that is VM01, and this is the public IP of the virtual machine. I'll just connect the virtual machine through remote desktop connection. Myself logging in with the credentials. So for configuring a Windows Server as a web server, initially we need to install IIS role in the Windows Server. So I believe most of you know how to open a server manager. So for others, you can go to Start. From there, you can find Server Manager. So when you click on this, the Server Manager console will open. And from here, you can press this Add Roles and Features. And under the select installation type, so where we need to select role based or feature based installation, then press next. And here you need to select the server in which you want to install the role. So right now we have connected only one server in the server manager console, that is the local server. So if we have added more servers in the server manager console, all the servers will be listed here. So right now we haven't added any other server, so only the local server is listed over here. And press on that server and then give next. And under the roles, we need to select a web server role. When you enable web server, it will ask you to add the required management tools and IS management console. So and enable this option, include management tools if applicable, and then press add features, so that all the required features will be added automatically. So here you can see the .NET is added, BitLocker is added, and then the enhanced storage is added. So these are all the essential components automatically which get installed for the IIS, and then press next. And then the role services for right now I'm going to host a static page for a static web server or a static web content. So the required essential components are selected by default. If you are configuring any web application which needs additional configurations like web dev publishing or http redirection or custom logging or dynamic content compression, so based on your application's requirement you can choose the additional options. So since right now I'm going to publish only a static page, so that I'm just leaving all the configurations default under the role services, then press next. And this is the final summary of your configuration. So if anything you want to make change, you can just go back and change. Otherwise all the configurations are okay, then you can press install. So now the role installation will start. So while the role installation is in progress, I'll just create a HTML page. I'll just open Notepad. I'll just type some message which should be displayed on the web content. I just type welcome to Comet Azure training. And you can save this file with the extension of .htm. You can store this file under any drive. I'll just save this file under C colon. I'll create a folder named web, and the file name, you cannot just give any name you wish. So by default, Microsoft, that is Windows IIS, supports two default names, index.html or default.htm. So I give the name default.htm, default.htm. Okay, so while configuring the first page, you should be very careful. So give the name default.htm or index.html. So only these two names are taken by default by IIS. So I'm giving a default.htm and then press save. So now the role installation is done. So now we can start creating the website. Now we can add the website. So under server manager, go to tools, and there you can find internet information service manager. Press on that and expand the server name. So under which you can find the sites. So there will be one default site with the name default website. So the content of this default website will be available under C colon, that is under the C drive. Inside C drive, you can find a folder named inetpub. Inside that, you can find a folder named www-root. So this is the default location of this default website. And this is the page IIS start. This is the default page which is published in this default website. But currently I don't want to disturb the default site. So that since we have created a page and we have kept the page separately under C drive. So here we can add the site. Under sites, right click and press add website and give any inventory name for your site. I just give sample site. And you give the a physical path where you have the web content. So web developers will develop and give you the content. So you can store the content anywhere you wish. I have stored the content in this folder. And a binding type, either you are going to host a http websites or https website, you can choose. If you're choosing https websites, you need to have ssl certificate configured, ssl certificate installed. So for now, right now we don't have any ssl certificate. So here below you can see there is no ssl certificate available. So that's why I'm going only with http. Since these are demonstration, we'll go with http. And under IP address, you select the local IP address of your Windows server. And the port number, by default HTTP port number is 80. Leave the same default port number. And host name, right now I'm going to leave it blank, or any other name which is able to resolve inside this host, you can use that name. But right now I don't have any name to resolve, so that I'm just leaving it blank. So now the site has been created. So now I want to test whether this site is working internally or not. So select the sample site which you have created and then press browse. So when you click on this, you can see the page is getting opened in IIS, sorry, in the Internet Explorer. See here you can see the default content which we have published. Just I'll close this. Yeah. So this is the content which we have created in the page. So this is the content which is working, and now it is confirmed that our web page is working internally. But our intention is now to publish this web server in internet. It means that anyone who is from the internet should be able to access this website. So for that, we need to do some configurations. So if it is our on-premises server, so we will notify this to the security team or the network team. So they will do the required configurations in the firewall so that this server will be accessible from the public internet. But for now, we are here to configure all the configurations as a cloud professional. So earlier we have configured this virtual machine and we are able to connect this virtual machine using RDP, using this public IP. Now using the same public IP, we should be able to access our web page, which is hosted on the respective virtual machine. But for now, it will not work. Why? Because our virtual machine is protected by network security group. So in the network security group, we have just allowed only one protocol, that is RDP. So only through RDP only the virtual machine will be connected from the external public network. So now if I want to access my web page, which is hosted on the web server from the public internet, so we need to allow HTTP inbound traffic in the network security group of the virtual machine. And here, first of all, we need to confirm what is the network security group that is attached to the virtual machine. So to verify that, under virtual machines, under settings, you can find networking. When you press on that, it will take you to the networking configurations. Under networking configuration, here you can see the network security group. So the network security group is lab01 vnet01-nsg01. So this is the security group which we have created and attached to the virtual machine. So we can just press on here. It will take you to the network security group configuration location, or else you can straight away go to the networking, that is under all services. You can go to networking, and here too you can find network security groups. So currently we have only one security group, network security group, so that it is easy for us to identify. In other cases, you have to search for the network security group and press on the network security group. Under the network security group, go to the inbound security rules. So here we can notice that only RDP is allowed inbound. So for now we need to add HTTP inbound. So again press add and source any, because all this we have discussed in the previous videos. In the destination port, I'll make it 80 and I'm going to allow all the protocols and I'm going to allow the action allow, and the priority it takes 110, or else if I don't want 110 I can go with 101. So any number more than 100 you can use it for the priority, and the port is for HTTP. I just give the name HTTP, and this is for my web server for hosting web server. You can give whatever the description you want and then press add. It will take some time. Yes, the rule has been created, and now all the configurations are ready to check our web page. So now I go back to the browser page, then I am just refreshing again. Sometimes it will take 1 or 2 minutes to get updated. Just again refreshing. Now the page is available. So this is how we can create and configure a Windows server as a web server, and this is how we can make this web server available in the public internet. So for now we are able to access this web server using the IP address. If you want to access this web server using a domain name, something like www.com or .com. So in that case, first you need to purchase a domain, maybe from Azure or any other service providers like a GoDaddy or somewhere you can purchase the domain, and then you can create a record for this site. So using this IP, you can create a record for your domain. So after that, you'll be able to access your web page using the customized domain name. Even in the later modules, we'll also discuss those concepts, how to create how to create a record for our websites or our web applications, that we will be discussing in the later modules. And for now, this is the end of our configuration of web server. In the next video, we'll discuss the rest of the configurations. In the next video, we will see how to create a Linux virtual machine. Okay, bye bye.